Yep, I accidentally hit the back button, so this is going to now be 2 videos. Anyway, got the drain bolt back in, got our fluid drained into there. So now, I'm going to take and drain it into that little measure funnel and measure out how much comes out. So we'll pour it in 1 quart at a time, dump it till we figure out how much came out. Okay, so we have our funnel in place into the hole that we took this out of, and we're going to refill it. Held about pretty much 4 quarts on the dot. It was just shy of that, but we're putting a new filter in, so I'm just going to go ahead and pour a whole gallon in, and then I'll reassemble everything, and then we'll start it up, let it warm up, and we'll check the fluid level, make sure we don't need to add any. Okay, so we got the plug back in there. So some other stuff I had to take and move a little bit was this wiring harness. Pretty straightforward. There's a little clip on the back of these that slides it up on to here. All you have to do is stick your finger on the back side and push down and then pull straight out. They're a little crusty sometimes, so you might have to give them some wiggles, but there's the little clip. So it's on here like this. Put your finger there and just push that way. So when it's on, you'll be pushing down. And then, like I said, it just pulls straight outward. But I just took that loose so I have a little more room to get to the 2 bolts that are right there. Speaking of, all I did was use a 10mm wrench, pretty much a quarter turn at a time, so it's not the funnest thing to do, to be honest, but gotta do what you gotta do. So it's installed, got this piece back in, filled it up with a gallon of fluid. So now I gotta slide all this back together, and then we will put the battery in, put the air cleaner on, start it up, run it through the gears, get it up to running temp, and then check the fluid. Alright, so now that it's running, I'm gonna let it get it to running temperature. It's not leaking right there, so because I don't have the bolt holding it in there, I just wanted to leave it open so that way if I need to add some here in a little bit, I just pull that thing up off of there and we'll add a little bit to it. So we're going to wait for her to get up to running temp, and we'll check and see. And then after that I'll reinstall the cover and the battery box. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself, just in case I need to add a little bit. I need to be able to get to that pretty quick, and I just wanted to go ahead and get this running and get it over with. And that's all the tools we used, minus the 3/8 ratchet. So 10mm wrench, couple extensions, 12mm, 10mm flathead, filter pliers, needle nose, and a hammer. Use the hammer to break the drain bolt loose because it was being stubborn. Flathead to pull the little hose out of the filter end. Tens took out the battery. 12 took out the little bolt that held the filler plug in where that hose is attached, and the 10mm wrench was for the 2 bolts that holds the hose into the filter, which is, like I said, what I used the flathead to pry out. And obviously the filter pliers are for the filter. And that is the fluid that we used. It says ATF Z1 and DW1. This pilot says it takes Z1, so should be good there. It's the second time I've actually done it. That's why the fluid was still pretty clean from the last time, but I did not know that there was an external filter. Watched another guy's video and thought that was pretty cool, so I uploaded one myself. So looks like we will still need to add a little bit. That's why I left everything kind of apart. Probably half a quart maybe. Should be about enough. It's right at the minimum, so I guess we'll call that it. Thanks for watching.